We've got a little bit of drama from a guy who's known as No Drama Obama. He went on the Axe Files, that is his former top advisor, David Axelrod's podcast, and he had a little shade to throw at Donald Trump. First, he started talking about how things were during his tenure. He said after Obama's 8 years in the White House, a majority of Americans do believe in an America that's, quote, tolerant and diverse and open, the president told Axelrod, as Huffington Post explains. Okay? Then he says, and here's the important line, you know, I'm confident in this vision because I'm confident that if I had run again and articulated it, I think I could have mobilized the majority of the American people to rally behind it. Well, that actually throws shade at a couple of different people. I think it throws even more shade at Hillary Clinton. Like, she blew it. If I had run up, I would have won. Would he have? And my guess is yes. He had over a 54% approval rating. And so Hillary Clinton was far more unpopular. Look, anything could have swung the election. It was so close. In the 3 Rust Belt states that decided the election, there's only 78,000 votes that made a difference. That means 39,000 votes flipping to the other side would have won it. 39,000 might seem like a big number to you, but in the scope of a country of over 330 million people, that is next to nothing. Anything could have swung this election. Look, just the fact that he's male probably could have won him the election because so many people didn't want to vote for Hillary Clinton based on that. I'm not saying that was the most important factor. Look, I think that was one of the less important factors. But anything could have swung this election, and almost anyone else could have beaten Donald Trump. So I don't think it's that controversial a statement, other than the fact that he's obviously getting in Trump's face and a little bit in Hillary's face. A quick aside before I get to Trump's reaction, Obama also said it manifests itself in, we're talking about this new openness and tolerance, in communities all across the country. We see it in this younger generation that is smarter, more tolerant, more innovative, more creative, more entrepreneurial, and would not even think about, discriminating against somebody, for example, because of their sexual orientation. He went on to praise 20 to 30-year-olds who he dissed throughout the entire primary process. Oh, we're throwing shade? So there's a little shade right at you right there, because Barack Obama was totally against Bernie Sanders and his movement, which was chock full of those 20 to 30-year-olds he's now turning around and praising as if he's been on their side all along. So the reality is, if you had just not put your thumb on the scale and we had somewhere close to a fair primary process, very likely Bernie Sanders could have won, in which case he would have crushed Donald Trump. He had a 12-point lead over him on the day of the election. So now I understand they didn't run that race, but they also didn't run the Obama-Trump race. So if you want to say, oh, I could have won, well, we'll never know. I guess we'll never know about Bernie Sanders either, but he had an even bigger lead than you would have had. But you thought, no, let's go with the establishment candidate, my beloved friend Hillary Clinton. So interesting that now you're coming around saying I could have won when you were part of the team that lost it. So that I'll give credit to Trump on, because he's about to say that. But first, Trump, of course, just gets him riled up. So he tweets out, President Obama said that he thinks he would have won against me. He should say that, but I say no way. Jobs leaving, ISIS, care, etc. Stop capitalizing like you're 13 years old. Baby, sad. And then he goes on to say, the world was gloomy before I won. There was no hope. Now the market is up nearly 10%, and Christmas spending is over $1 trillion. Yeah, we were living in Gotham before Batman arrived, and he saved us all. Idiot. Let me show you what actually happened with the stock market under President Obama. There's a lot I criticize Obama on, as you just saw, but the stock market ain't one of them. I might have 99 complaints, but as you can see from that chart, in the 8 years that Obama's been in office, the stock market has done wonderful. So have the rich, by the way. So I'm not sure that that is great praise for President Obama, but if you're using the stock market as an index of whether you're a good president, then Donald Trump should step back and realize that President Obama did a great job there by his own standards, by Trump's standards. Okay, and finally on unemployment, let me show you these numbers. That was the unemployment left to Barack Obama by George Bush in the Great Recession in the beginning there. A disastrous state of affairs when he took over. The Republicans, as usual, totally mangled the economy, destroyed jobs, left a complete mess. And look at what Obama did. Now, again, I wish those jobs were better paying, and I think income inequality was a huge issue not captured in these graphs. But Were there more jobs created under Obama? Not even close. A lot more jobs created. So as usual, Donald Trump has no idea what he's talking about. But I will give him credit for the last tweet. He said President Obama campaigned hard and personally in the very important swing states and lost. The voters wanted to make America great again. Can you go through one tweet without an exclamation point or capitalizing? Like, if I did it, people would be like, oh, that's so immature. I can't believe he does. This guy's the president now. Okay, anyway. So, look, final conclusion is Barack Obama, I'm sure, would have beaten Donald Trump. Yes, they never ran that election. I'm sure Trump would have been vicious to him and, of course, lowered his popularity. But I think almost anyone else could have beaten Trump. And Hillary Clinton lost by this much, even though she was a deeply unpopular candidate that represented the establishment. But Barack Obama, you had a chance to make sure he lost. You were the president of the United States and the leader of the Democratic Party. So to come around talking about how you would have won, it's not that helpful. You had a chance to beat Donald Trump and help your party, and you didn't do it. So a fairly mid-sized glass of shut-up juice might be in order. Fix the media. Be the media. Come join us. tytnetwork.com/join.